They said he was too small, too foreign, too impossible. Pero nadie entendía. Inside that young man burned a storm that would not die. Bruce Lee was not born a legend. He was forged through chaos. In the crowded streets of Hong Kong, a restless boy learned that the world does not hand you space. You have to carve it with your own hands. Every fight, every bruise, every shout from the streets became a lesson. His body moved before thought, but his mind wanted something greater. The boy who loved to fight started fighting himself. Against fear, against laziness, contra el destino que todos querían imponerle. When he left for America, he carried nothing but hunger and belief. Seattle was cold, lonely, strange, a world that didn't see him, didn't even pronounce his name right. But he didn't care. He cleaned tables, taught students in basements, trained until his muscles trembled. Mientras otros dormían, he pushed harder. People laughed at the Chinese kid teaching martial arts in a foreign land. Yet every laugh was fuel. Every rejection added weight to his fire. He built his first small studio, nothing more than wooden floors and cracked mirrors. But inside those walls, something divine was being born. Not a style, but a philosophy. He called it Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist, but it was really a way of life. Adapt, evolve, flow, sé como el agua. In that philosophy lived his rebellion. He refused to fit into old forms. He refused to obey traditions that divided people by race, by color, by fear. When others saw limits, he saw open sky. Hollywood came next, or rather, he went after it like a storm. Casting rooms, bright lights, polite smiles hiding rejection. You don't look American, they told him. Audiences won't understand you. Still he trained, still he smiled, still he wrote down every thought, every pain. La rabia se convirtió en poder. He was not begging for a place. He was creating his own. When the chance finally came, a role, a small scene, a few seconds of screen time, the world blinked. Because in that brief movement, that controlled explosion of motion, audiences saw something they had never seen before. Truth in motion. Behind that perfection were broken bones, endless hours, isolation. While others celebrated, he studied biomechanics, psychology, philosophy. He dissected movement like a scientist and lived discipline like a monk. He believed a body could speak, could scream, could inspire without words. For him, every punch was a sentence, every kick a statement. I exist, I create, I am free. Fame hit like thunder. The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon. Cada película era una revolución. He choreographed every fight like poetry made of sweat and precision. He was fast, but what truly shocked the world was not speed. It was intention. The clarity, the control, the silence between strikes. Even in chaos, he looked calm. He made the screen bow to his rhythm. Yet fame never softened him. He trained harder, demanded more. The pursuit of mastery had no finish line, but the path of greatness carries a shadow. Success brought pressure, exhaustion, injuries. His spine ached, his body screamed, yet he refused to slow down. Doctors warned him to stop, but he transformed pain into philosophy. What is defeat? He would ask himself. Defeat is only education, the first step to something better. Through pain, he discovered truth. The body breaks, but the spirit chooses whether to kneel or rise. He chose to rise. By the early 70s, the boy who once fought in alleys had become an icon. Children imitated his moves, adults whispered his name, and the West, once blind to his culture, now looked east in wonder. Pero dentro del hombre, there was always the same fire, the urge to improve, to understand, to keep pushing the edge of what a human could be. He spoke of balance, of honesty, of living without limits. The message was simple. Be real. Be adaptable. Be yourself completely. The world does not need another copy. It needs your truth. Then came Enter the Dragon, a global phenomenon, a cinematic earthquake. Bruce Lee stood not just as an actor or fighter, but as a symbol of discipline, of unity, of unstoppable will. The boy from Hong Kong had changed how the entire world saw strength. But life, cruel as it is, took him early. He left before 40, his body gone but his movement immortal. Yet, even in death, his energy refused to fade. It moved through generations, through every gym, every dreamer, every soul who refuses to quit. Today, decades later, his words still echo, not as sound, but as force. Every person who trains, who struggles, who bleeds for a purpose, carries a fragment of that spirit. The lesson was never about fighting others. It was about fighting yourself, your fear, your doubt, your limits. Esa fue su victoria más grande. He proved that discipline is freedom, and that a single-focused life can shake the world. He began as a restless child and became the man who redefined movement, identity, and power. He taught humanity that true strength has no nationality, no boundary, no ceiling. You can call him fighter, actor, philosopher, but above all, he was proof that the human spirit cannot be contained. And that is why, even now, when the world whispers impossible, his story answers back. Be like water, unstoppable, adaptable, eternal.